then 2 months later, they're like, why aren't people requiring vaccine passports? Now, on Twitter, the conversation was a bit more serious, with many of these personalities literally saying they should be doing it. Now, this one just asking the question. Okay, fine. Why aren't they requiring it? Because it's private medical information and they would lose money. So funny. The Republicans have been planning, I should say Republicans have been fighting against the idea that we would implement vaccine passports before they happened in many places. Why? To stop them from happening. It's preemptive. If you don't want them to happen, say you can't do it, and then people don't do it. What did Vice think that they should be doing? Waiting until they're actually implementing vaccine passports and then coming out and saying we can't do this? Yeah, I guess so. It's weird, isn't it? So what? If a bunch of Republicans came out and said we're going to ban flying spaceships, in figure eights for 3 days, I'd be like, well, then when we build spaceships, people won't do it, I guess. If they said we are going to ban the practice of launching small home-built satellites into space, what are we going to say? The GOP wants to save you from low-orbit satellites launched from people's backyards, even though people aren't doing it. Could there be a reason why they banned it? I don't know. Let's say people did somehow start launching satellites from their backyards. Could it be that those satellites would crash into other satellites? Look at what happened with drones. You see, the legislation wasn't there. When consumer-grade drones came out, everybody was flying them all over the place, and there were a bunch of stories about drones nearly hitting planes. Could you imagine if they regulated drones before anyone used them? What would the response be? The GOP wants to save you from drones that mostly don't exist. You see how this works? Perhaps making a law saying, hey, it's a bad thing we don't want to happen. Fine, right? Okay. I think it's deliciously hypocritical that Vice doesn't seem to understand